So I just have a couple things to say finally about concentrations and prefixes. So the first thing I want to say is that the prefix only applies to the unit straight after it. So for example, if we've got 1 milligram per litre concentration, that's equal to 1 times 10 to the minus 3 grams for every 1 litre, if we write it like a fraction. And yes, that's just something you need to know and remember. And the second thing I want to say is that it's going to be handy to know that 1 gram per litre is the same as 1 milligram per milliliter, same as 1 microgram per microliter, which is the same as 1 nanogram per nanoliter. Let's just move all these over a little bit. Okay, so these, each time we move across here, we've got 1,000 times less grams in a milligram than a gram, but also we've got 1,000 times less volume. So that keeps the proportion between the mass and the volume the same. So these are all the same concentration. So this is 1 times 10 to the 0 grams over 1 times 10 to the 0 litres. That's the same as 1 times 10 to the minus 3 gram in 1 times 10 to the minus 3 litres, or 1 times 10 to the minus 6 gram in 1 times 10 to the minus 6 litre, or 1 times 10 to the minus 9 gram in 1 times 10 to the minus 9 litre. So these are all the same concentrations. And the final thing I want to say about prefixes and dilutions is that they can be useful for doing those kind of in your head. Dilution calculations, specifically when you are diluting things 1,000-fold. So for example, if you're diluting a 1 milligram per milliliter solution 1,000 times, and that gives you 1 microgram per milliliter. So the volume stays the same, but our mass gets 1,000 times smaller. Whereas this is the same. Oops. Okay, so the mass gets 1,000 times smaller, but the volume stays the same. So we can depict that simply by changing the prefix. And I'm just going to show to you, so we've got 1 times 10 to the minus 3 grams in 1 times 10 to the minus 3 litres. And then we divide the grams by 1,000, which is the same as multiplying by 10 to the minus 3. So then that gives us 1 times 10 to the minus 3 times 10 to the minus 3 grams in 1 times 10 to the minus 3 litres. So that's 1 microgram per milliliter.